Hi and welcome to all of you who are following me and who are new to this channel. Thank you for coming. Today I wanted to share a really special game with you. This game was played in 1977 between Garry Kasparov, who was playing with white, and Guy West, who was playing with black pieces. If you are into chess, you probably heard about Garry Kasparov and you probably watched some of his most famous games. But today I wanted to show you something different. In this game, Kasparov only had 14 years, and I wanted to show you the true talent and the true genius of Garry Kasparov, even from his early age. So I'm sure you're gonna love this game. If you do, please make sure to leave a like, and if you really like this game, if you can, please subscribe, comment on the video and share the video. It would be much appreciated. So without further ado, we'll go straight into the game. So the game started with e4 for Kasparov and c5 for West, knight f3, and knight f6 is the Nimzovich variation of the Sicilian defense. Kasparov continues with knight c3, black replies with e6, and white immediately strikes in the center with d4, c takes on d4, knight takes on d4, and right now black plays bishop b4 with the idea to pin this knight. Kasparov continues this with a really sharp line and he plays e5, which is Koch variation, after which game continues with knight d5. And now you might be thinking, but Castle, isn't knight d4 just as good as knight d5? But it's actually not, my dear viewer, and I will show you why. Firstly, we continue with queen g4. Now we are attacking this knight and we are attacking this pawn as well. The black's best continuation is knight takes on c3, and we continue with queen takes on g7. Right now we are attacking this rook and we are not scared of this knight opening up and giving us this cover check. So the game continues with rook f8. We continue with a3 as white, after which black will give us check, knight b5. We will simply take his bishop. He will take our knight and we continue the game with bishop g5. Right now this queen is attacked. We ruined the black's castle and black's king is looking really bad. So although we have only one piece developed, black also has the same, but our king is way safer and we are doing better as white. And that is the reason why knight e4 is not the same as knight d5. We will now go back into the game. So after knight d5, the game continued with bishop d2 for white. But there is another line here. You might be wondering, after e5, maybe the better move was bishop takes on c3 check. In that case, the game would continue with b takes on c3, and right now this black knight is attacked, so black has to go somewhere. He plays knight d5, which is the best move, and we continue with queen g4, obviously the best move because right now we are attacking this pawn. In this case, the best move for black is to play king f8. If black avoids playing that and he plays something like castle, we continue with bishop h6. Right now there is a checkmate threat here and black is forced to play g6, and we will simply take his rook on f8, and after queen takes on f8 we have a piece up and we are clearly better in this position. So that was the reason why castling was not a good idea in this position. So after king f8 we will continue the game with bishop d3, developing move, normal move. The game continues with knight c6 for black, knight takes on c6, d takes on c6, and castle for white here. And this is the end of this line. Obviously black cannot take this pawn because we have a queen b4 check and this knight will fall. So after castling we are doing better as white because we have our pieces developed. Black's castle is ruined and his king is not doing well at all. So that was the reason why this option wasn't good for black as well. We will now go back into our position. So after bishop d2 for Kasparov, black continued with knight takes on c3. And Kasparov replies with b takes on c3. He wants to save his bishop pair for later. And now black plays bishop f8, which is the best move in this line. I will now show you why. So for example, if black decides to play his bishop anywhere else, for example on e7, then the game continues with queen g4. Again, this bishop is under attack. Black cannot castle because we have bishop h6 threat, and black is forced to play something like king f8, and now his castle is ruined and he is doing worse here. So that is the reason why bishop f8 was the best move and it prevents this kind of threat. Kasparov continues the game with bishop d3 and black continues with d6, and now Kasparov plays beautiful queen e2, which is a trick move and a waiting move to see how black will respond. Black falls into the trap, lucky for Kasparov, and he plays knight d7. And right now what follows is a beautiful sacrifice and a beautiful attack by Garry Kasparov. See if you can spot the right move. I will give you a few seconds. The best move for white in this position is knight takes on e6. Right now you are attacking this queen and you are sacrificing your knight for the pawn. The game continued with queen b6, which is one of the moves that work for black in this position. Anything other than that simply leads to destruction for black. I will now show you why. So after knight takes on e6, You might be saying, but what happens after f takes on e6? Then the game continues with queen h5 check. Now black king has two options. He can go on e7, or instead of that he can play g6. And we will look both of the lines. So after queen h5 check, if the king decides to go on e7, then we continue with bishop g5 check. The only reply for black in this position is knight f6. After that we continue with e takes on f6 check, and right now black will probably play king d7. After that we continue with f takes on g7, and right now we are attacking this queen. The best line for black in this position is bishop e7. We continue firstly with this intermediate check, bishop b5, king c7. After that we will simply take this bishop, and if the queen decides to go on g8, we continue with bishop takes on d6 check, king takes on d6, we continue with rook d1, now we have a forced checkmate, king e7, queen g5 check, king f7, rook d4 with the idea to put this rook on f4 and check the king, e5 to protect this threat, bishop c4 check, bishop e6 to defend, rook d7 check, king is forced to go on e8, and we finish with beautiful queen e7 checkmate. And now we will go back and see what would happen, for example, if after bishop takes on e7, black simply took our bishop, then we will promote, we will take his rook, and this is a won game for white. Now I also wanted to show you something else. After e takes on f6, what would happen if black maybe played g takes on f6? How would white continue the attack? Well, white would firstly play bishop takes on f6 check. Right now, obviously, if you move the king, your queen will fall. And after bishop f6, if you decide to take this bishop, then white continues with queen h4, and whenever you move your king, your queen will fall as well, and this game is over for black. I also wanted to show you something else. You probably saw that after queen h5, black had this move, g6. Maybe you're wondering how would white continue his attack here? Well, Kasparov would play bishop takes on g6 check. And right now, again, if the king goes on e7, you continue with bishop g5 check. Right now, he has to play this. We take his knight and we give a check, and he is forced to move his king, and we will simply take his queen. But after bishop g6, what would happen if black took this bishop? Should we take this rook, or should we play something else? Well, we shouldn't take this rook. The best move is queen takes on g6 check. Right now king is forced to go on e7, and we continue with the same bishop g5 check, knight f6, and again bishop takes on f6 check, king is forced to move, and we will take his queen, and this is a clear win for white. So that was the reason why any of those moves wasn't good for black, and the game continued after knight takes on e6, black played queen b6, which as we told was the only working move for black, and Kasparov finishes the game with beautiful fork, knight c7 check. If you look at the position and you think black can maybe take, well, he can't, because we have e takes on d6 check, and right now when you move your king, we will simply take black's queen, and the game is lost. So that is one of the reasons why after knight c7, black resigned. And after this move, if you decide to move your king, we will simply take your rook, and we will have a piece up, and this is again a clearly won game for Kasparov. So this was all I had prepared for this game. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I would like to hear from you in the comments. Maybe you can fill me up, maybe I missed some lines. I'm really looking forward to your comments, and I enjoy reading them and responding to them. Also, you might find that I make language mistakes in my videos. Sometimes I might misname some piece. This can be another fun way of looking at my videos and trying to find which mistake I made and which piece I wrongly named in my videos. So just another way of having fun, I guess. Also, if you enjoyed watching my video, please make sure to leave a like, comment and share the video, as it will help me reach more viewers. If you are new to this channel, I want to introduce you to my goal, and that is to make this channel a primary source of my income. So it really helps me a lot when someone shares my videos, when someone likes my videos, and when someone comments on my videos. I will try to make as much videos as I can, because I'm working currently a full-time job, and whenever I have the time I try to record and find games. And for all of you who are already subscribed, I really appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much, and we will see each other in the next video. Bye bye and have a nice day.